Hey, what's up? This is JR from On the Other Side of the Road. So, today's topic is about riding injuries. Well, it's not what you think, and it's not what it looks like on the title. What I am talking about is how your body acts towards your bike while you're riding on the road. For example, when you hit potholes, do you feel it? Does it go up your spine? Does it hit you? Does it radiate through the motorcycle up into your spine? Do you feel anything afterwards when you get off your bike? Yeah, those things do bother you, especially my passenger, my girlfriend. She feels everything. I think I got pretty good premium shocks. I have the Progressive 944 Ultra Touring on there, the 13-inch, and they're definitely a lot better than stock versions of the rear shocks. But you know what? I'm going to go a little further in what I'm speaking about when it comes to injuries while you're riding. For example, this happened to me just last week. I went to work on a Monday. Now let's just say this. Let's go back a little bit. I took a ride on Sunday afternoon, and I did hit some crazy potholes from missing asphalt, and I already have a video of that, and you might have seen it already. So the thing is, I watch myself when I'm coming over these holes and stuff, so I lift myself off the seat a little bit as best as I can. But the problem is, when you have a touring model like the Ultras, and you have floorboards, and they're not really positioned underneath you so you can lift yourself up like some other bikes are. And I feel really bad for other riders that have forward controls. I mean, there's no way you're going to stand on your bike, but the best you could do is just lean forward a little bit, as much as you can. So now, fast forward into Monday, going to work. I entered work. Everything was good, I wasn't feeling anything. And, I did pretty much most of my day. My day is very busy and a little bit demanding on the body as well. But nothing unusual of any type of pain. So, anyway, later in the afternoon, this is around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I answered the door for the FedEx guy. He's picking up some packages for delivery, and I walk back to the second room, because you gotta go through one room to get to where I work in the other room. And all of a sudden I get through the door, and I felt this sharp radiated tweak in my left hip. I don't know what it was, and it pretty much almost felt like I was getting paralyzed. I mean, the thing hurt so much that I was like, one of those pains that and I just couldn't take it. And I went upstairs to my office. I sat down. I couldn't even do that. I stood up, and I just held that pain there. And after a few minutes, I was able to walk a little bit. Yeah, let me describe it just a little bit further. So it felt like somebody took a massive needle and went right where my hip bone is, where the joint meets the hip. It felt like something was going in there, and it was just like going in and twisting or something. I mean, it was so painful. I don't know what it was. And that was what I had to deal with for the rest of my day until I left at 4:30 in the afternoon when I'm locking up to go home. So now I feel like I'm walking like an old man, like I'm like an 80-year-old guy, like not hunched over, but like taking these little short steps just so I could go a few feet. And people on my block at work, they know we're pretty much good neighbors, and they're like, "Yo, what's up? You did you have a bike accident or something?" I was like, "No, no, 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 no. I didn't have a bike accident. I don't know what it is. I couldn't even tell the people who was asking me about it." So now, at this point, I'm like, my mind is just racing as to what did I do to myself? Was it the potholes I hit on Sunday afternoon? I mean, I laid off the seat. I went over the bump. I mean, they were, atrocious when I went over it, but I didn't feel anything, from that afterward. And I've been doing that a few times, because March is really becoming bad as far as potholes. After the snowstorms we've been having up here, and the snow flies just like destroying the asphalt on the roads. So now Tuesday comes, and I'm walking in to work, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking these steps, and I'm in pain from rolling out of the bed. I couldn't even barely like move around, and I started looking online, like what hip injuries and stuff like that. And I did speak to my girlfriend when she's in California visiting her kids over there, and she's a medical assistant, so maybe she might have an idea or something, because she's really knowledgeable about a lot of medical issues, especially like physical injuries and stuff like that. So she threw a few things my way, but my boss, he says to me, "Oh, that looks like sciatica," and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's when you have a pinched nerve in your lower spine and your first five vertebrae or something like that, and what it does, it pinches one of the nerves there, and it creates pain on your lower extremities." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have pain in my lower extremities." And he's like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "No, this is just like one little spot in my hip that's really bothering me, and I'm not able to walk." So they're like, "Well, it sure sounds like it." So I kept exploring new theories on what's going on with me, and I kept going back and forth with my girlfriend, and throwing theories back and forth and stuff like that. So I think that the problem lies, and I'm not sure if some of you riders experience this, but on touring bikes with the big seats, you got the hammocks, you have pretty much, let's just say in general, all touring seats on big bikes, tourers, they're pretty wide. So unless you're a tall guy with nice long legs, you probably won't have so much of a problem. But I'm a shorter guy. I have a FLHTK low, and I have the reach seat on it. So it keeps my feet pretty much near flat-footed while I'm on the bike. So there is, and I did experience some other things before that weren't really, how would you say, creating problems for me in the hips. But I did feel sort of like things coming on, like not like intermittently, but I would ignore it because that's the kind of person I am. I ignore my own pains and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's nothing. It'll pass by. That's the way I am. I don't want to see a doctor. I don't want to hear bad news. So I'm thinking that, like, when you're saddling up on your bike like a horse, maybe a little different on a saddle of a horse, but I think that that does something to the hips. Being the wide seat, you have, I don't know how to describe it, but if you should know what I'm talking about. Sitting on your touring seat with your legs feel more wider, and you got to reach that foot flat on the ground. And on occasions you have a little bit off balance, depending on some parts of the streets that you're on. They're uneven, and you got one side flat-footed, and you have the other side of the foot is not flat-footed, and you're tippy-toeing on it. So your body is shifting on the saddle just to accommodate your comfort. So I'm thinking, hey, is it possible that riding the bike is causing the problem? And I don't mean the bumps. I mean maybe the sitting position. I don't know. I mean, that's the best conclusion I can come up with when it comes to the injury I have. Now, as far as the injury from, this was a week ago when but it has gotten better. It subsided, but I do have a little bit of remnants of little pains, and it's usually when I am in bed and I'm rolling around. I'm a tosser in bed. I like to sleep in the fetal position, whether it's my left side, my right side, but the injury is on my left side. So when I'm on that side sleeping to the left, I do feel, during the night, I do feel that one little pinch in there. So the other thing is a nerve. Is it a nerve? I don't know. So anyway, I'm dealing with this thing, and it seems like it's subsiding pretty good right now, and I'm getting over it. So that's cool, and I'm able to get on the bike and ride. So that is good. I'm thinking here, oh my God, I gotta give up my bike. Oh shit, hell no. I love my bike. I love riding in the country, and I don't know how I would deal with it. I'm gonna have to go to the doctor and get this thing checked out if it comes again, and if it comes really bad next time. Because man, that was very scary, that pain. Now, here's another injury. What about the knees? I mean, my left knee right now too is a problem lately. Every time I get on and off the bike, I'm dismounting on the left side. I rarely dismount on the right, but the left side. So you hit that, you put that foot down, the left foot down, and you're putting all your body weight. And I'm not a light guy anymore. I gain a little bit of weight. So you're putting all that weight on that one leg just to swing your right leg off the bike, and you get a little bit of a twist in that leg. Like you're pivoting off your foot, or the ball of the foot, to do the dismount. And what about your lower back? I've been riding street bikes since 2006. Had 5 street bikes since then, and I am currently riding my 2015 Ultra Limited low, and I can't ride without support in my back anymore. All those years that I've been riding, I was fine, but now, you know what they say, when you hit 50, it's all downhill from there. So just to say, I am in my mid-50s right now. So I did end up buying a back support for the bike, and oh man, it helps so tremendously. I don't get the fatigue from riding for a few hours um, without that support. I don't get off the bike feeling like I'm stiff there and walking around like an old guy. That did happen one time without the support. I rode for a few hours. I started feeling the pain in the lower back, and I went to a restaurant with my girlfriend, and the manager, no, the owner of the restaurant noticed. He's like, "You okay? You look like you're hunched over there." And another diner that was there, he was like, "Hey, you look worse than me, dude." I was like, "Oh, thanks." And that was coming from a guy who looked like he was near 80 years old. I would say the high 70s. And he was looking at me like, "Damn, dude, you need to stretch out your back or something." So anyway, why don't you guys comment below and let me know if you're experiencing anything from riding in the saddle of your touring bike or whatever bike you got. It doesn't matter. Just leave some inputs too if you want. There's just throw some theories around if you want. So anyway, I will be doing the next video soon, and I'm gonna say goodbye. Peace and love to everybody, and be nice to everybody. Take care.